what's her name? I don't know what this book is about, but I'm gonna read it. Prophet Hermione Draco Malfoy fanfic. I don't know what this was about. Who wrote this? Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another new video. I am so excited to be doing this because I love talking about books, but specifically I love talking about books that are going to be released soon and are part of my anticipated new releases of the year of 2025. There's so many good books, you guys, and I'm so excited to talk about them. This is a yearly thing that I do at the end of the year. I've done this last year. Let's just get on with this video because we have a lot of books to talk about. There are so many new releases next year, I know that, but I'm just compiling those that I find I will probably enjoy, mostly because they're authors I've read. The plot is interesting, the cover looks pretty. There are a lot more obviously, but these are the ones that I am keeping an eye on that I will 100% pick up. I'm gonna go in ascending order of expected date published because some of these books, they might get published at this date. Sometimes it might be pushed off, so I'm gonna do according to the expected publication date on Goodreads. And the first book that is top of the list, 7th of January, there are two books that's going to be released. The first one is Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. This is apparently the third book in the When in Rome universe, which I didn't know there was a third book in the When in Rome universe. I thought it was just two books. When I saw this, I was so excited because I love Sarah Adams and I love her writing. I do enjoy most of her books. Some of them are not as good, but I still overall love her writing. Closed door YA romance girl, and sometimes you just want a closed door romance, and I really like that. I don't actually know what this one is about, so let me check Goodreads. A lot of these books, I have to admit, I don't know anything about. Some of them I do know, but a lot of them I just don't really care much about the plot. I see the author I like and I just save it. Two feuding second grade teachers find themselves teaming up in this rivals to lovers romance. It sounds interesting, but the genre is adult, which I am honestly pretty surprised about. But that is Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. And then the other book is A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young. I apologize, I don't know anything about this book. I saw the cover, I saw Adrienne Young, I clicked save. I've read Fable and Namesake. The duology is her YA fantasy duology that I really liked. And then I read Also Forgetting, which is her standalone fantasy adult book. I think it's her first adult book. The Making of June Farrow, which I rated 4.5 stars. So looking at this, I'm so excited. A Sea of Unspoken Things is a woman investigates her brother's mysterious death while coming to terms with her own haunting past. Another atmospheric, very gritty and dark type of novel, I think. Adrienne Young's writing is just so good in terms of like the setting and the atmosphere that she brings into the book and her emotions and the characters. Oh my gosh, it was so good. The other January book that I have is Spiral by Belle Cabra. I've read Collide. I do own the physical copy. I think it's hockey romance, and in Spiral, the FMC is a ballerina. There isn't really much info about that book, but it's supposed to be released on the 28th of January. I didn't love Collide. I didn't love it, but it was still an enjoyable read. I think it was 3.5 stars. Next up, oh my gosh, February 4. We have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. All I know about this is that it's a sports romance between two swimmers, I think. Or is it one swimmer? I love Ali Hazelwood. I realize that all of her books, regardless of the content, is pretty much enjoyable for me. Like, I love her writing and she just writes really good spice as well, and her characters are always so enjoyable. Her male main characters are gold. I will read whatever she writes. And Deep End, sports romance, her first ever sports romance. I am so excited. Oh my gosh. We also have Unloved by Peyton Kareen. This one is the second book in the same universe as Unsteady. The Undone series is what it's called. I think Unsteady is another hockey romance. The FMC is a hockey player, and I think the FMC is a figure skater. Is it? But that book is a lot more like emotional. I also didn't love that book. It was an okay read for me. I'm pretty sure 3 stars. A lot of people liked it though, so I want to pick up Unloved. This one follows Freddie. I'm not sure who Freddie is. I forgot what Unsteady is about, by the way. I don't even remember the characters. This follows hopeless romantic row and player on and off the ice Freddie as their feelings for each other grow from strictly friendly to so much more. Okay, that's exciting. 7th of February, we have My Dark Prince. I don't remember the name of the series. It's a book that follows My Dark Romeo and My Dark Desire. Who is this about? If this is about Oliver or whoever that guy is, they don't tell you who this is about. There's not much like blurb. in Goodreads. If it's about the other guy, the one who like sleeps around, I don't know how to feel about that. I loved My Dark Desire. That was a 5-star read for me. I didn't like My Dark Romeo. This can go both ways. February 11, we have 2 books that's gonna be released. First is Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver, and First Time Caller by BK Borison. First Time Caller is like her new series because she just got done with Love Late Farms, and Scythe and Sparrow is the last book of the Ruinous Love trilogy. Let's talk about Scythe and Sparrow first. So that book is the last book, and the first book is Butcher and Blackbird, second book is Leather and Lark. Butcher and Blackbird to me was too dark, like too gory. Leather and Lark was very flat. There was no dimension with the characters. I didn't really enjoy it. So I'm hoping Scythe and Sparrow will be a lot better. I'm gonna try my best to read it. I do love the couple that we're gonna be reading about. It's the last brother, so hopefully it'll be a good one. And then First Time Caller by BK Borison. I don't know what this is about. It's the Heartstrings series. It's a hopeless romantic meets a jaded radio host in this cozy Sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. That's cute. I think it's single mom. I love BK Borison's writing, so this is another exciting release for me. And then, oh my gosh, February 18, Rebel Witch, second book following The Crimson Moth / Heartless Hunter. I have no idea why that book has 2 titles. The last, it's a duology. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that one just because I am itching. The ending was a cliffhanger for Heartless Hunter, and I am itching to know what's gonna happen. Heartless Hunter, you're following a witch and a witch hunter. That's all you need to know. Just get into it blind. It's so good. And the last book of February that I have in mind is The Charlie Method. This one is the series with the Dixon Rule and the Graham Effect. This is by Elle Kennedy, by the way, but I don't know what the Charlie Method is about. I don't remember a character named Charlie or like the back name's Charlie. I don't remember anything. For March, we have 3 books. Promise Me Sunshine. This is by Cara Bastone. The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare, and Wild Side. Let's talk about Promise Me Sunshine first, because Cara Bastone wrote Ready or Not, the very viral accidental pregnancy book, and it was good. It was great. I loved it. There was a lot of emotion to the book, and I rated it 4 stars. I'm excited for this one. I don't know what this book is about. Once again, I just saw it and I wanted it, so I saved it. The cover is beautiful though, I have to say. I love the orange. It's amazing. I love colorful covers, and this is really pretty. Grieving the loss of her best friend, a young woman's life is turned upside down when she meets a grumpy stranger who swears he can help her live again. Is there any sort of relation with Ready or Not? I don't know, but that's cute. The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book following Swordcatcher. Now, I have not read Swordcatcher, but I will be reading it, so I'm gonna put it as one of my anticipated releases. Hopefully I'll get it done before the end of the year. Cross my fingers. It's on my December TBR, so cross my fingers. Cassandra Clare's Swordcatcher. You're following Kel and Lynn. Kel is the body double of the prince in times of situations where there might be assassinations involved or it's dangerous for the prince. He will pretend to be the prince. He looks very similar to the prince. Lynn is training to be a physician, and then she meets Kel. I don't know how it goes on. I've read a little bit of that book, but I haven't read a lot, so I don't know how it goes on. Anyway, I'm excited for Cassandra Clare's book. I love her writing. The last book is Wild Side by Elsie Silver. This is the Rose Hill Ranch series, third book. This is about something to do with marriage of convenience, and the guy is grumpy. I don't remember. The girl is sunshine. I don't remember, but the cover is green. That's all I know. Sorry for being literally like a stupid idiot for not knowing anything. Let's continue on. 13th of March, we have Story of My Life. This is by Lucy Score. She's releasing a new small town romance series. This is the first book. That's all I know about this. From what I can remember, the FMC, something happened to her, and then she ends up like buying a cottage house somewhere in the rurals of Pennsylvania. That's all for March, actually. For the month of April, on the 1st, we have The Conditions of Will by what's her name? Jessa Hastings. I cannot believe that she is not releasing another book for the Daisy Hates series, because I am looking forward for the Daisy Hates ones, or maybe never, because she has 2 series that she's ongoing with, but she's releasing a new book. I'm a bit skeptical about the cover. I don't really like it. That's her new book, and I read anything Jessa Hastings writes regardless of how much I would love it or not, because I hate it never. But that's okay. I'm gonna read The Conditions of Will. And the other one is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. The cover, but also the song. Say you'll remember me, standing in a nice dress, staring at the sunset, babe. Taylor Swift coded to the T. And I think she also mentioned it in an interview or something that it was supposed to be Taylor Swift coded. Don't even talk to me about that. I am so excited for that. I don't know what it's about, but I'm still excited regardless. 8th of April, 2 super exciting books as well, 2 fantasy books. The first one is Fearless by Lauren Roberts, part of the Powerless trilogy. Last book. I'm excited. I want to see what's gonna happen. The enemies to lovers in this book is enemies. If you have not heard of Powerless, you're literally living under a rock. The first book is about Kai and Peyton. In this world, there are elites and ordinaries. Elites have powers, ordinaries don't have powers. And the way you get powers is by this plague that hit the world. But essentially, the ordinaries are getting killed. Peyton is an ordinary. Kai is an elite. Kai is technically the prince of this whole kingdom, and Peyton pretends to be an elite. She pretends to be a psychic. There are trials as well in this book, and Peyton ends up getting entered to this trial, and Kai is also part of the trials. I didn't love the second book, but it was still an amazing book, so I am excited for that. The other one is Enchantra, which is the second book to Phantasma. It's technically interconnected, so you don't have to read, I think you have to read Phantasma. You have to read Phantasma, but like Phantasma didn't end on a cliffhanger. You don't have to read Enchantra. You don't have to follow up with the series, but I am going to, because Enchantra is about Genevieve, who is the little sister in Phantasma, and I love the little sister a lot more than the main character in Phantasma. Phantasma, by the way, is like Caraval X Throne of the Fallen. You're following demons and devils. Princess of Hell, Ophelia, is the big sister who runs to join Phantasma because Genevieve joined Phantasma. Essentially, if you win Phantasma, you get a wish. That is Enchantra. 22 April. Very big day. Very big day. Because an Emily Henry book is coming out. Great, Big, Beautiful Life. Wait. Give me a sec. I don't know what this book is about, but I'm gonna read it because I'm so excited. Love anything Emily Henry writes, regardless of how much I enjoy it. Enjoyment level is there, but how much I love it will depend, obviously. And I love Happy Place. I think if I have to pick like my favorite book of all time, it's probably Happy Place. 100% Happy Place. Emily Henry to me is like God tier. This one is about 2 writers compete for the chance to tell the larger-than-life story of a woman with more than a couple plot twists up her sleeve in this dazzling and sweeping new novel from Emily Henry. 2 writers again. I love that. I love that. Her book, Book Lovers, no, I'm sorry, Beach Read is also about 2 writers, and I loved Beach Read. 24 April, we have Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. Also something I am excited about because I have enjoyed the Windy City series from top to bottom, and I think this is the last book. This is about Rio. Rio needs a girl at this point. Every single time he appears in any of the books in the Windy City series, I pity him because he wants a girl and he can't get it. But Play Along, which is the book before this one, was so good. That was a 5-star read for me and I loved it to bits. Isaiah Rhodes is going to be top tier boyfriend material for me. This is a sports romance series. Some of the books are like hockey, there's like baseball, basketball. Loved it. If you want to read the series, I recommend skipping Mile High. Some people read Mile High and don't love it. I prefer just skipping it, and you can just read Right Move immediately. What else? 29th April, we have 2 new releases. One is Destructively Mine by Kristen Becker Ritchie. This is the second book. Following is Honestly Yours. I have not read it, but it's on my December TBR, so cross my fingers, I'm going to read it. This book, the first one, I don't know exactly what it's about, but I know it's about con artists. The romance between the female main character and her best friend's brother, and her best friend is also part of like the con artist fraud world. The other one is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana, and I love Sangu Mandana. Her other book called, I forgot what it's called, but I'm gonna put it on the screen. It's a really long title. I love that book. It was a 4.5-star book for me, and this book was originally supposed to be released this year, to be honest, but I think got pushed back, and now it is supposed to be pushed to 29th of April. This is the one book I'm not sure about the release date because it keeps getting pushed back. Hopefully it gets released because the cover is beautiful, the pink is beautiful, and I love her writing. I'm excited to read more of her writing. So moving on to May, on the 6th of May, we have One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. Carly Fortune is like a hit or miss author for me, but I loved her recent release, This Summer Will Be Different. Is that her recent release? I love that book. It was a second chance romance and I rated it 4.5. It was such a good read for me. You know what? Let me check what it's about. Charlie Florick is the MMC's name. Alice is a photographer. Alice is our FMC. Her nan lives in Barry's Bay and she goes to Barry's Bay for the summer to take care of her nan. Charlie Florick was 19 when Alice took his photo, and now he's all grown up. A shameless flirt who managed to make Nan laugh. We used to know each other when we were young and then now we're adults. Love that. Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind and we're gonna read it. The other release is The Trashers by Julie Soto. Now, Julie Soto wrote Not Another Love Song and Forget Me Not, two 5-star romance books for me. I'm pretty sure those are her only releases. I love Julie Soto. I was so shocked to see that she's writing a YA mystery book, The Trashers. I don't know what to expect with this, and I'm not a mystery reader, but I'm gonna read anything she writes. I think it's like set in high school. I'm excited. Everyone is dying to join them is the blurb, so I'm excited for that. 20th of May, we have 3 books. One is Left of Forever by Tara Dewitt. I didn't read her like recent new release called Savor It because I've heard not so great things about it, but I did really like Funny Feelings, her other release that was like previous to Savor It. This one I keep in mind though because this is a second chance romance. I love second chance romances, if you guys do not know that. I want to read this. I don't know the blurb. I just know it's a second chance romance. That's all I need to know to read this book. Other new release is The Night and the Moth. This is by Rachel Gillig. This is her new series. I love the One Dark Window duology. I think it's not called the One Dark Window duology. What is it called? The Shepherd King duology. I really like the duology. I have such great expectations for her. So this is another series she's gonna make. I don't know what it is about. Like literally, I don't know what the blurb is. The Stonewater Kingdom series, a gothic miscloaked tale of a prophetess who is forced beyond the safety of her cloister on an impossible quest to defeat the gods with the one knight whose future is beyond her sight. The last one is The Love Haters. This is by Catherine Center. I actually haven't read a lot of Catherine Center's books, but I did enjoy The Bodyguard. I will be reading the rom-commers. We missed a date. We missed 13 May, which is going to be Love Arranged. This is the Lakefront Billionaires series. First book is Love Redesigned. Second book is Love Unwritten. I was correct. I didn't love the second book. I loved the first book. The first book was 5 stars. The second book was 2 stars. It's a hit or miss thing. I think Lauren Asher to me is a hit or miss author because it's the same thing with her F1 series. I liked Throttled. I didn't like the second and the third book, and then I liked the 4th book. Moving on, 27th of May, we have 2 books as well. It's a love story. This is by, I wrote the title down. I didn't write the author down, by the way, and I literally do not know what. Oh, Annabelle Monaghan. Annabelle Monaghan's summer release. It's a love story, okay? I haven't read a lot of Annabelle Monaghan's books. I've only read Summer Romance, but I will be reading Nora Goes Off Script, and I don't know what that one is. But yeah, I have those 2 books. I will be reading it. I'm gonna check what the plot is because I feel like I am repeating. I don't know what this is about all the damn time, and it's really annoying. This is a novel about a former adolescent TV punchline who has left her awkwardness in the rearview mirror thanks to a fake it till you make it mantra that has her on the cusp of success until she tells a lie that sets her on a crash course with her past, spending a week in Long Island with the last man she thinks might make her believe in love. Up in her career, and then something happens and it all goes down and she goes to Long Island and then she meets a guy. Okay, we're going on to June. On the 10th of June, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. From what I remember, this one is like, I think, 3 different timelines. Is it historical fiction? 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high and one grows deep and one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. Vampires! I'm looking at the genres, and there's vampires, adult, LGBT, queer, lesbian, fiction, horror, historical fiction. I don't read horror books. Sapphic vampires. You know what? I don't mind it. If it's not super horror, I don't mind it. I guess we're reading a sapphic vampire book in June. Okay, 17th of June, we have Gloves Off. This is, oh, I know, Vancouver Storm, the Stephanie Archer's sports romance series. I haven't read the 3rd book. I did enjoy her first 2 books, so I really want to read this. I like her sports romance series. I didn't like her other series, the Small Town one. I didn't enjoy that one. I don't know what this one's about. Don't ask me. The other one is Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. If I can guess, it's something to do with music. I'm correct. I mean, the cover is pretty obvious. A hit-making songwriter and a bitter musician share a startling and inexplicable connection that they'll do anything to shake in the next sparkling magical book from Ashley Poston. It's magical realism, it's romance, I love it. I had to take a break because I was thirsty. Next up, we have 24th of June, A Treachery of Swans. This is by A.B. Poranek. And A.B. Poranek wrote Where the Dark Stands Still. I love that book. Really good for a debut novel. It was a standalone. It's gothic. It gives House Moving Castle vibes, Beauty and the Beast vibes. It's really good. I do highly recommend it if you guys want to read like a YA fantasy standalone. And this is going to be her next release, A Treachery of Swans. This is a sapphic Swan Lake retelling romance. That sounds so freaking good. I think it's gonna have magic. It's gonna have like those hints of gothic. I think it's gonna be a fun read. So it's probably also going to be a fantasy standalone. Let's move on to July. The 8th of July, there's a book I'm gonna be so freaking excited for, and it's Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. This is Julie Soto's fantasy release. Yes, she's releasing 2 books next year. That's crazy, but I think a lot of her books are technically like her older fanfic AO3 writing, so it's not a lot that she needs to do except to change like the character names. And I think Rose in Chains was a Hermione Draco Malfoy fanfic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but look at the freaking cover. If I'm not wrong, it's a Hermione fanfic. Please let me know if I am wrong. From what I know, she is getting sold. She's getting sold to somebody. Yeah, I don't know much, but whatever Julie Soto writes, I will read. 29th July, we have Glorious Rivals. This is the second book following The Grandest Game, which is a part of the Inheritance Games universe. I didn't love The Grandest Game. I don't know how I'm going to feel about the Glorious Rivals, but I'm excited regardless because I do love Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing. We're moving on to August immediately. We don't have a lot of books in the like later half of the year just because I think usually they will start releasing news of the later half of the year books in the first year of 2025. So right now I only have a little bit of books, but 28th of August we have Catabasis. It's by R.F. Kuang. I think from what I remember, it's a romance. Regardless, I will read anything R.F. Kuang writes, except for the Poppy War trilogy, because I'm scared of that trilogy, but one day I will read it. But yeah, I will read Catabasis. There's nothing much about the book that has been released, but I know it's going to be released next year, an R.F. Kuang book. I'm excited. 25 September, Accomplice to the Villain. This is the last book in the Apprentice to the Villain whole trilogy. I just want to get to finishing this trilogy. I didn't like the second book, unfortunately, but I want to get this trilogy done. Hopefully they'll get together by the last book, because right now, the first 2 books, the romance hasn't even started yet. 1st of October, we have Good Spirits. I'm not gonna lie. What is Good Spirits? What is this about? Who wrote this? Apparently, B.K. Morrison is going to be releasing 2 books next year. It's a magical small town romance. It's contemporary romance. It's Christmas? I don't know, but it's a part of a series that's called Ghosted. Yeah, apparently B.K. Morrison's releasing 2 books. Good for her. The last book I have on my list is the 7th of October, and this is Ballad of Falling Dragons by When the Moon Hatched, Sarah A. Parker. That is the last of our list of... Oh, there is one more actually. The Last Contract of Isako, which is written by Fonda Lee. But this one also is like, I don't know when it's going to be released, so I didn't have it on my list here. But anything Fonda Lee writes, I will read. I don't know what it's about, but I have it in mind because I want to read anything Fonda Lee writes. The Greenwood Saga trilogy, which I love. Love. Jade Legacy was a 5-star read for me. In general, that whole series is a 5-star book. But yeah, that is the end of this anticipated new releases video. I hope with this video you guys found some new releases you guys want to read that you guys can save, because I want this video to be helpful. If you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. There will be more videos because we're in the midst of bookmas. Once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!